out to the daytime stuff I can't do. Man, you alright? Are you still gonna do it for the evening? Yeah, you do. Yeah, I'll try to, but my missus is starting work in a couple of weeks, so when she's doing full time as well. So when she starts, it'll be childcare. So I might as well quite flexible in that. Working from home a few days a week. My mum will help out. My missus will be off on Fridays, so we'll just match up with it. Surely they've got to be giving him a break. Theo never gets dropped, does he?
Yeah, no, I don't think he'll be dropped. I think it'll be a case of he's played the game.
Plays a lot, really.
Yeah.
Give him a rest.
Yeah, we're just trying to search and he got sent off.
Out to Tom James, good job! Oh, my goal! What a goal for Tom James! Oh, that was special!
Well, good evening and welcome to Orient Live here in the E10 studio. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by E10 royalty, Leyton Orient promotion winners, both of them. It's Jabo, Ibehre and Joe Widdowson. Hopefully they don't give us any cobblers tonight as we're facing Northampton Town in the EFL League 2. I'm Ollie Buck, of course, and don't forget tonight, seeing as it's a Tuesday night game, it's available to stream globally. So whether you're in the UK or international, you can pick up a streaming pass to watch along with us here on Orient Live. So now it's back in action, quick after a very good result on Saturday, Jabo. Getting a point before the game on Saturday you would have been happy with. Maybe could have gotten all three, but either way you take confidence from that and bring it into tonight.
Yeah, we're showing good form, good rhythm, good consistency at the moment. So, I mean, prior to the game on Saturday, definitely probably would have took a draw, but going through the game, watching the game and everything, would hope you could have nicked something a bit more. But going into today's game, a bit of confidence, going away to Northampton, a team that you're familiar with, and a team that we're more than capable of beating on their turf.
And a former team of yours, Joey. They came up with us. It's maybe an easier game on paper, but we say it every week, there's no easy game in League 2. In League 1, sorry, is there?
League 1, yeah, no.
Exactly. No, there is no easy games at all. You know, I think it'll be a tough test. You know, Northampton have come up and you know done okay so far. You know, they'll be a tough physical outfit. But I think there's so many positives that we can take into the game from the weekend. I thought the performance, you know, there's so many good things. Yeah, and you know, I think the boys will be bouncing into this game with confidence tonight.
Well, it's certainly going to be an exciting one, and I'm sure the boys are pumped up for it. They're certainly going to be pumped up if a certain Richie Wellens has anything to do with it. So let's head over now and hear Richie's pre-match thoughts ahead of this evening's fixture.
Gaffer, 3 days after the Barnsley game, we're at Northampton. What can we expect from them?
Tough game. Every time I took a team there, it's a tough game, especially on a Tuesday night. A team that you used to winning last year. Change a little bit the way that they're playing this year. But no, it'd be every single away game in this league, every single home game. If you're not on it, then you can lose the game. So tough game, tough 2 games coming up, both away from home. But we're in good form. We've identified clear ways of improving, clear ways of scoring more goals, making more chances, and now we just need to take that forward.
3 days on from Barnsley, as we say, it will be tomorrow. Having had a couple of days now to look back at it, have your thoughts changed at all on the performance and stuff?
Not really. It was an excellent performance, full of energy, full of athleticism, technical ability, really good passing, good movement, but just that lack of final ball. Not in terms of sometimes playing the final ball, it was actually not seeing it and not playing it. So the players are fully aware of it, and we've made it clear today and shown them exactly, you know, if we can get these little moments right, then we can start scoring more goals, getting more points and climb up the table. So I think the players are all on board, they understand it. It also makes their stats a lot better as well. So it's just a part of the game that, you know, we identify something, we look at it, and then we get it, we put it into practice and improve.
When we do go Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, particularly when the latter part of the week is away from home, how much of a challenge is that, just preparation-wise?
Yeah, you go off memory of how you play, and then more or less all of it is video analysis. So the players have obviously, the ones who have played have been on the training pitch today, but it's been more a recovery session, no tactical stuff. So all the tactical stuff will be on video. So it's tough, but you know, when you know it's coming, that's why we work a lot in pre-season about what principles we want to work from. And then, you know, I'm trying to think of the last Tuesday result. I think it was Lincoln. We played really well, so you know we trust the players now. We do give them a lot of freedom, but we have got certain principles, and the players are fully on board with it.
Well, it is a Tuesday night under the lights in League One, not League Two, which I might have slipped up on earlier. I'm living on the past a little bit there, but Richie just mentioned it there. Playing Saturday, Tuesday, our last Tuesday night game, we had a really good performance. As a player, you might not get much time to train, but how enjoyable is it to kind of go from one game and bounce into the next one, try and keep that energy going?
Yeah, I think you prefer it that way, Jabo, when you say, you know, especially if you're, you know, like Richie said, you're in good form.
Yeah.
You know, the boys are playing well, they're picking up points. But not only that, the performances are positive. You know, like, you know as a player when you're playing well as a team, do you know what I mean? When things are clicking, when you feel sharp, dynamic, when things are cohesive. And I think, you know, over the last 2 weeks, we've seen real signs of progress in performance levels. Richie spoke about it there, you know, identifying ways to improve, to score more goals, to look more of a attacking threat. And I think, you know, that's come to fruition now. You're seeing a team who have like a clear plan. Everyone seems to know what they're doing. And I quite like the way that Richie sort of tinkers with the team. You know, he just makes the odd change. You know, tonight he's made a couple of little changes. Nothing wrong with Saturday, but just keeps everyone on their toes, keeps everyone involved, you know, and just brings that, I think helps to bring that real team spirit. You know, everyone feels a part of it. You know, no one can get complacent or you know, feel they're established. So yeah, I quite like that he's doing that.
The clock's going back shortly. The nights are getting darker. It's when the games do start coming thick and fast in this winter period. Yeah. How big can it be for morale if you do pick up these points in a midweek fixture, and especially when it becomes that Christmas slog, which we're not far away from? Yeah. How big is it to get points in fixtures such as these ones against teams that we probably hope and expect it?
No, it's massive. It's massive when the results are going for you and you're on good form. It's different when you're sometimes on a run of bad form and you're playing game after game and you want to get on the training pitch to address those issues. But when you're winning, you're in good form, training's good, you just want to keep that momentum. You want to go into each game feeling, oh, I just played last game, you've got the memory of the previous game, what you did, you've got the rhythm of how you, like the connections you're getting with the players, your fullbacks, the strikers, the linking with the midfield players. So you just can't wait for the games to come thick and fast. You enjoy it, especially when you're on a winning run or you're being consistent. The quicker and more frequent the games come, the better it is.
Well, the buildup of fixtures has forced Richie Wellens into making a couple of changes for this evening's fixture against Northampton Town. So let's take a look at how the O's are lining up this evening. It's all dark, as you can see here at Brisbane Road, but don't worry, the lights are on somewhere. Because Solbrin is in goal wearing the number 1 shirt. We have number 12, Brandon Cooper. Number 5, Dan Happy. Number 4, Ed Turns. Number 32, Rob Hunt. Number 8, Jordan Brown. Wearing the armband is 15, Idris El Mazouni. Number 22, Ethan Galbraith. Our first change from Saturday's game is number 24, Jordan Graham, who starts after he made a substitute appearance on Saturday. We have number 10, oh no, he didn't, sorry, but we have number 10, Ruel Tatiru, and replacing Joe Puggett is number 16, Aaron Drinan. On the bench for the O's is Sam Howes, Tom James, Jaden Sweeney, Joe Piggott, Theo Archibald, George Moncur and Shaq Ford. So that's how the O's are lining up this evening. The big one there being, so the changes, Ed Turns coming in for Theo Archibald, who drops to the bench, getting mixed up in the wing-back spots. But that's maybe a bit of a defensive change from Richie there. What do you make of that one?
I think he might have thought that Northampton might pose a bit more of a physical threat, so he just wanted a bit more security there. Also looking at the fixtures and amount of games Archibald's played, maybe give him a bit of a breather just to get, his mind and body right, knowing that he can bring him on to cause an impact later on.
We expect Rob Hunt to go back out to the left wing-back spot. He was fairly impressive, and I think he got some people's man of the match on Saturday for his performance at centre-back, but he offers something slightly different at left wing-back to Theo, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think, with the Theo change, you've got to remember that wing-back is an extremely demanding role. You're up and down, you're 1 minute you're crossing the ball, next minute you're defending your back post, so it requires a massive amount of energy, and Theo's, don't know if Theo's missed a game this season, so perhaps it is just giving him a little bit of a rest, a breather. Jordan Graham came in and did really well, and Rob Hunt, we know he's versatile, slotted in at centre back really comfortably on Saturday, looked really good, really solid. So I think for him just switching to wing back, it won't be a problem for him today.
The victim of a wonder strike on Saturday from Herbie Kane, but aside from that, we were probably unfortunate to not keep a clean sheet. You were here watching, Joe, and how impressive you've been with our defensive late, and hopefully, despite the little tinker that Richie's made, we can continue that good defensive form.
Yeah, I've been really impressed, to be honest. I really like the look of the back three. I think we've got the players for it. I think Dan Happy in the middle of that three. He's obviously he's got the size, the presence, dominant aerially, but probably the most comfortable on the ball in terms of, his distribution and his passing out from the back. And then, people like Brandon Cooper, Ed Turns, Rob Hunt, they've got the mobility to play in those wider centre-back areas that aren't easy when you're playing like attacking wing-backs, because you have to get drawn out into those areas, do you know what I mean? Which sometimes can be uncomfortable for centre-backs. But, Cooper, Hunt, Ed Turns, they're more than comfortable doing that, comfortable bringing the ball, travelling up the pitch with the ball if they need to, and building from the back, which obviously we know Richie likes to do. So I think we've got the shape to do it, and then obviously we've been keeping clean sheets as well, and the boys at the back look really strong, solid. Communication seems good, and I think it's a shape that really suits us at the moment.
It certainly is. And then if you look ahead to that midfield spot, we've looked to really control games in that area, play quick football, play exciting football, and the midfield is key to that. It's a very young three of Ethan Galbraith, Idris El Mazouni and Jordan Brown, but age is just a number, isn't it? They're certainly performing of late.
Yeah, definitely performing, and they're getting used to each other's game, they're getting that fluidity going, and I'm seeing shades of last season in our performances now. We seem to have adjusted to the pace, because I felt earlier on in the season, we just felt like we were just a bit off it, and now we seem sharper. We seem like we almost got a bit more time than we have, because we're sharper now. Our speed of thought's better, and I just think we're just looking like each game like a bit of a better outfit, a classer outfit, shades of last season, and hope that can continue.
We'd certainly hope so, indeed. And maybe the most interesting change comes up top, because we spoke on Saturday, Joe, about the partnership that Joe Pigott and Rose Thierry have been forming. Joe Pigott scored and assisted in his last couple of games, but he's dropped to the bench today, and Aaron Drinan steps in. He hasn't had much game time recently, but a start tonight, and hopefully he can show Richie what he has to offer to this team.
Yeah, I think it's a big night for Aaron Drinan. You know, we know our stop-start is not even this season, but probably back end of last season as well. He's been with injury and stuff, and you know, he's struggled to put a run of games together. So I think it's a big night for him, and a real opportunity. You know, I think perhaps with Pigott being left out, it's maybe similar case to Theo. You know, played a lot of football. We know that when he come in the summer, he was a little bit behind in terms of his fitness and getting up to pace. So, you know, now he's come in at a good run of games. It might just be a little bit, you know, trying to protect him, you know, with the games to come. But yeah, definitely a big night for Drinan. So hopefully, you know, he can turn in a good performance.
He's been so unlucky in the last couple of seasons, really, as Joey's alluded to. But I think he missed last pre-season with an injury. He picked up an injury this pre-season. How tough is it? And I guess this goes to both of you as a player to try and refine that form and that match fitness to then pick up injuries at such crucial times. It must be really tough to get back into the flow of things, and especially as a striker. Yeah,
it does. I mean, to miss pre-season, like Joe would know as well, it's massive. People don't really get that. All that training every single day, the relentless sessions, double sessions, and you get your load for the season in those 6 weeks. So if you miss a pre-season, it's sometimes very hard to catch up and feel the way you would have felt if you had the pre-season in you. But things with a striker is that you can feel that sort of way, but when things just suddenly drop for you and you score a couple of goals, suddenly you kind of forget what's happened in pre-season. You suddenly got a boost of energy. So I think he's back and he's sharp, and you know he's kind of, as a striker, he's waiting for his opportunities to kind of get the opportunity to play up front again. I think he just needs a goal, and I think he'll forget everything else and he'll just feel happy, and then he can start his season.
You've touched on it there, but how big is the confidence side of things? Because especially as a striker, if you haven't scored for a while, we know what he can do from his first 6 months at the club, where I think he picked up 15 goals. But when maybe they're not flowing in as freely, that must be quite tough mentally.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a weight on your shoulders. It's like an imaginary pillowcase just suffocating you, because you can't do your stuff. And I think when you do get that goal, suddenly you just feel better, you feel more fluid, you feel sharper. But whilst you're in that mess, it plays on your mind, and then you end up snatching things, you end up rushing things, you kind of want a safe opportunity, like whereas you might have struck the ball, you don't want to miss. So all these things play on your mind. And sometimes you just need it to go off the back of your bum and into the goal, and just to get into that rhythm. But at the same time, whenever I was in that position or in that mess, I'll just go back to basics, take it easy, practice my shooting in training. When the opportunity came in a match, I just felt comfortable and fluid. Forget the noise, just try and focus and do the simple things.
And aside from the goals, Joe, we know what kind of a striker Aaron Drinan is. If you cast your mind back to Richie's first few months at the back end of the season before we went up, he was probably one of the most key players to the side, the way he presses, his energy, his strength. He can be a really important player if he can refine that, can't he?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's feels like a while now since we've seen that. You know, that Aaron Drinan who's like, you know, sharp, fit. But just on that, I do think you know, in terms of like sharpness and fitness, I think for a striker it is probably a bit more important, because I don't know about you, Jazz. When I was like, you know, if I was like coming back from injury as a defender, sometimes you just think, yeah, do you know, I'll ease my way in. You know what I mean? You know, kind of like try and get through it, and you know, maybe just stay in my slot, defend, whatever. But as a striker, you got to be making runs. You got, you know, so much is expected of you. You got to be holding the ball up. You got to be making runs in behind. Do you know what I mean? You're the focal point of the team. Like, and then when it comes to goal scoring in and around the box, you got to be sharp. You got to be, you know, like ready to sprint and make runs and do you know what I mean? And try and get on the end of things. So I think it is probably more important for that position to really find fitness. So I think, you know, I'm sure Aaron Drinan he'd love nothing more than a run of games to really sort of build some momentum and get back to that goal scoring form that, you know, he showed sort of a couple of years ago now.
Well, he's lucky to be coming into a side that are on form and are creating chances, and we'll see some of the chances here now from Saturday's game against Barnsley, and we created a lot of chances. Maybe should have had more than one goal, but even the games before that, we probably haven't been as clinical as we should have been, but the chances have been coming, and that's what matters, isn't it?
That's what matters. I mean, we're getting the opportunities, we're creating like dangerous moments, but unfortunately the defence is doing the job, because missing those chances, not taking those moments, it's not costing us at the moment. but the fact that we're looking more threatening, we're looking dangerous, especially when we played Carlisle, you know, we ruled a couple of chances, but we still came away with the win. You just don't want that to sort of bite you in the bum later on.
We're seeing, I don't know, we're obviously seeing some chances in the second half here, Joe, but a lot of the time it feels like we've been creating a lot of chances in the first half, and then the second half maybe not as many. How important is it for us to take those chances when we do have them?
Yeah, of course it is. You know, ideally you like to take every chance you create, but you know it doesn't always work like that. I think, you know, if you have a look, I think the way we've started games has been much better. You know, it seems that there's been a real, you know, kind of message to try and really kind of go for it. And I feel like, especially on the weekend, we got loads of balls in the box early. You know, we got the ball forward, we got it wide, and we put balls in the box, and we tried to you know, provide service for the front men, the likes of Piggott. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's been saying to the wing backs, look, I'm a striker. I want to get on the end of things. Put balls in those areas, and I'll be there, and I'll try and, you know, do my best to convert. And I think, you know, like with the midfield as well, looking like really energetic and youthful. Like when balls are going into the box, getting cleared, it's like we're regaining seconds. Do you know what I mean? And recycling and keeping the ball alive. So I feel that, like, yeah, sort of going forward, we're looking a lot more positive, creating chances. We do probably want to try and do that over the full 90 minutes. But yeah, I think they're good signs so far anyway.
Well, we've got just over 10 minutes until kickoff, and as we said at the top of the string, today's show is available to watch globally. That means if you're in the UK, you can watch along as well. So if you're on our YouTube stream, just pop the website that's on screen now into your search tab, head over to the Match Centre and pick up a pass to watch along with us as the O's take on Northampton Town. But we're also going to look ahead to our first FA Cup fixture of the season when the O's face Carlisle. Thank the sweet, sweet Lord that we're not travelling back up to Cumbria after we only played them a couple of weeks ago. And of course, we were victorious last time, so hopefully the O's can provide the same winning scoreline again. And tickets are on sale for that one at the price of just £15 for adults, £12 for concessions, and £5 for under 18s. You can pick yours up by visiting the club shop during normal opening hours or going online. And hospitality packages are available for the game as well. That's just £45 per person plus VAT, and full details on that package are available on the website tomorrow. So head over to that one, to that website there to see some more information and book your packages, a 3-course meal, and watch from the best seats in the house. So make sure you get involved for that one. And staying with FA Cup football, our under-18s have been drawn at home to AFC Sudbury in the first round of the FA Youth Cup, and we're pleased to say that the game will be played here at Brisbane Road, and it's a fantastic opportunity for you to come down, see our youngsters and watch them experience playing at Brisbane Road on the hallowed turf. And it's going to be contested this time next week on Halloween on the 31st of October at 7 p.m. You can dress up for it if you want. You don't have to. You decide. But you can come down and get behind the young Orient boys. And we'd, of course, like to wish our best of luck to all the youngsters playing in that game from everyone here at Orient Live. And finally, the club's 2024 calendar is available to pre-order online, price at just $10.99. The calendar features images of 2 O's players per month, as well as the wonderful trophy lifting image on the cover. Unfortunately, they did ask me, but I'm not in this one. So you can contact me privately to pick up your Ollie Buck calendar. And before we wrap up on this section, it's time to talk about Christmas. And if you're looking for your Christmas party venue for your friends or your work colleagues, then look no further. You can come down to Brisbane Road. There's a few dates still on offer with spaces at our shared Christmas ball on the 16th of December. All you got to do is email commercial@LeytonOrient.com or events@LeytonOrient.com for more information on all the non-match day events. Well, we can take a breather now and we can let someone else do the talking, because we're caught up with Saturday's one of the man of the matches, Mr. Brandon Cooper, to get his thoughts ahead of this evening's fixture.
What do you think has been the key to our good run of form since you've been here?
I think just really like the desire from everyone. Since I've come in, there's been a real, like, I can see maybe the results weren't quite there before I'd come in, but there's some hard games in that time, and it's just a desire to want to get better for one, to try and make the next game better and improve on what we could do from game to game, but then to go and to actually go and do it as well. I know loads of people talk about improving and stuff. Actually go and do it in the games and actually implement it. It's hard to do it with a young group. But I think we've done really well at doing that. And if we can keep doing that, getting more points on the board, it'll be really good.
It's a close-knit playing squad here, and I'll include the staff in that as well. What's that like being a part of?
Yeah, definitely. I think you see that out on the pitch. That's a massive part of being successful. I think if you're all together pushing in the same direction. And yeah, just hopefully we can keep that going. Like you said, the staff are all good with us, and all the boys. There's no bad people, and as long as we keep pushing each other, I think that's the main thing. Keep pushing each other to get better, and then just see where it takes us.
Got a good point against Barnsley on Saturday, who are a club that I think everyone from the outside expects to be up there come the end of the season. How much did you enjoy that game? Because I know certainly towards the end you had a nice little battle, didn't you, with a couple of their players?
Yeah, I think on a personal level, I love competing, and yeah, I love competing to get as many wins as we possibly can. And I think we definitely see it as 2 points dropped, rather than it was a point against a good club kind of thing. Because where we're trying to go, and I think where we should be thinking is trying to win games like that. If we want to be at the better end of the league, and if we want to be successful, we do have to start winning games like that. So there's no point in celebrating a point, essentially, if you know what I mean. We have come off there thinking, how could we win that? We need to win those games. How could we win that? So yeah, I think that's what we need to strive for and keep trying to get points on the board.
Well, how good has that man been? He's played in every league game since his arrival on Saturday. He was no different. He's not the biggest of defenders, but my word, he wins everything, doesn't he? And when you've got him in defence, he might be young, but he certainly looks very competent.
Yeah, he's been excellent. Really, really good since he's come in. I've enjoyed watching him play. I think he's got a little bit of everything as a defender. He said there, didn't he, that he loves competing, and I think for a defender, I think that's probably like the key ingredient. You've got to love defending. You've got to not want to get beaten. You've got to want to win challenges. Do you know what I mean? Dominate your opponent, and you can see that's evident every time he plays. He's also a very good footballer. Had a good upbringing, Swansea, comfortable with the ball. Wants to try and play. But yeah, really a real competitor, a real sort of like warrior, and also very versatile. We've seen him play left-sided centre-half, right-sided centre-half. I'm not sure if he's played in the back four yet, but he just seems very comfortable. Put him anywhere in that back line and he'll do a good job. So yeah, hopefully we'll see a lot more of him this season.
Well, he's going to have a battle on his hands this evening as he comes up against fellow League One newcomers Northampton Town. And let's take a look and see how the home side are lining up for this evening's fixture. So in goal for the Cobblers is number 1, Lee Burge. We have number 6, Sam Sherring. The captain, number 7, Sam Hoskins. Number 11, Mitch Pinnock. Number 12, Manny Monthe. Number 15, Jordan Willis. Number 17, Sean McWilliams. Number 19, Kieran Bowie. 21, Mark Leonard. Number 22, Akin Odemeo. And finally, 33, Patrick Bruff. And on the bench for Northampton is Aaron McGowan, Ali Koike, Tyree Simpson, Harvey Lintott, Will Hondermark, Ryan Haynes and Max Thompson. So that is how Northampton are lining up this evening. And I think our most recent memory of Northampton, Jabo, would be, I think, just after the turn of the new year, this year, when they did a job on us. I think it's fair to say we know what they're capable of. We had a man sent off. We lost Dan Happy for a period in this fixture as well. But that was a really tough game for the O's. And do you expect it to be a similar battle this evening?
I think so. I think you go to Northampton, you know what you're kind of going to expect. They're a tough team, well organised, good at set play, strong, and I just feel, knowing that they got the one up on us in, I think it was turn of the year, January, I think that they'll have that in the back of their minds, knowing, like, as much as we're both new teams in the league, we've played them before, we know what Orient about, so we need to get stuck into them, and they're going to put it on us from the start, I think.
And they haven't done as well as us so far this season, sitting in 19th. Scored a few goals, which we'll take a look at now. Sam Hoskins has 6 to his name. As we say every week, Joe, we can't switch off against them. They're going to be a threat, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they are. Especially playing at home. I'm sure they'll see tonight as a chance for them to try and pick up 3 points against a team who you know, obviously they know well, having been in the same league as us last season. But you know, as we always say, it's about doing the basics right. It's about, you know, making sure that we're switched on from set pieces. You know, when the ball goes out of play, it's about tracking runners. It's about doing the ugly stuff. You know, starting the game well, not allowing not conceding early goals and allowing them to get a foothold in the game. So you know, if we do all those ugly things well, I think we know that look, we're in good form. We've got the quality, we've got the energy. We've got good players who can go and create and enough match winners on the pitch tonight.
With 6 goals to his name, do you look at Sam Hoskins as one to maybe double up on?
Yeah. You know, good player. Played against him over the years. You know, small, short, quick, dynamic, sharp, real live wire. You know, obviously now he's taken on the captain's armband and he's sort of the talisman for Northampton. So I think he will be someone that we'll have to try and keep quiet tonight, definitely.
Well, we've got just under 3 minutes to go until kick-off, so we're going to be handing over to our commentary team very shortly. But first, let's remind ourselves of how the Mighty O's are lining up for this evening's fixture. In goal for Leyton Orient is number 1, Sol Bryn. We have number 12, Brandon Cooper, 5, Dan Happy, and 4, Ed Turns. That completes our back 3. Number 32, Rob Hunt, moves out to the left wing-back spot as Theo Archibald drops to the bench. And starting in midfield, we have the 3 youngsters in 8, Jordan Brown, wearing the armband, 15, Idris El Mazouni, and 22, Ethan Galbraith. In at the right wing-back position is number 24, Jordan Graham, and then up top for the O's is 10, Ruel Sotiriou. And then the second change from Saturday's fixture is 16, Aaron Drinan. He replaces Joe Piggott, who drops to the bench. And joining Joe on the bench is Sam Howes, Tom James, Jaden Sweeney, Theo Archibald, George Moncur and Shaq Ford. Not long to go now then. We ask the question every week, it feels, because we're still early doors in the league, Jabo, but to get another 3 points tonight would be really big. And we said earlier about the build-up of fixtures coming. It would be good to win these games, such as these ones, where they feel winnable. Yeah, it feels winnable, especially because we're so familiar with them and we played against them last season as well. I know the form we're on and the way we were acclimatising to the league, each game, each match, I thought we're getting stronger and better. I expect to win today. Well, hopefully you're right on that count, Jabo, but the teams are making their way out onto the pitch up in Northamptonshire. So it's time to hand over now to our match commentary team of Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock.
Good evening and welcome to Sixfields, where the O's are looking to recover some very poor results here in recent years. It's just 1 win in the last 13, and we're all trying to forget what happened at the start of the new year. But the O's come here full of confidence after